everything.
Alright guys, we're back in SASS, Learn SASS for CodeCademy. We're in Unit 4, Sustainable SCSS. A little note here that it can be confusing if you don't organize it properly. Definitely kind of follow the standard organization. Here it shows us how a lot of things in SASS are organized. It looks like components such as buttons, carousels, covers are in components, helpers, layout, pages. Just the general sort of path. So if you kind of want to keep this, maybe screenshot it, download it. Also, it looks like by default the @import. So @import URL is how you're gonna import like HTML file, or excuse me, like styling files. For instance, this one looks like a font family from Google's API called Pacifico. So that's how we would use that, and you'll see how our fonts change in comparison. So it would also it'll be similar to how you've already done it, except you're importing it in a slightly different manner. Not too confusing. All right, so. We're going to import the variables partial right now. So @import, and then it's a helper / variables. Let's go ahead and run that and see what happens. So you'll see something got imported. A reminder that helper refers to resources like variables, mixins, functions, etc. Those are your elements that help grow the foundation of your code base. So it looks like helper is defined gonna find the file that we're looking for. So this is a file path right here. So we're saying helper / find the / variables. If you go back to that first sort of file path that they have, you'll see that that's what's going on here. So we import this, and that's why the lemonade banner works. The absolute class selector as follows: position.absolute. Alright, so we're going to find something new. The .absolute is nothing more than a ID that we're creating. We say position absolute, and then extend this class inside of both .slogan and of span. So we have our class here. This is our .absolute class. And, excuse me, I said ID, this is a class. And we're going to go ahead and extend it in slogan and in sidespan. So what I imagine this does is this will inherit the class that we defined by using @extend. So we're going to inherit the values here. .absolute, and then @extend .absolute. So @extend.lemonade. Alright, let's go ahead and run this and see if we understood this correctly. It appears that we did. Very nice. Quite an interesting background to learn this. I'm not quite sure what I would have done, but lemonade is something that's a little interesting. Sometimes you may have to create classes solely for the purpose of extending them and never actually use them inside your HTML. SASS does anticipate this and allows a special type of selector called a placeholder. You can think of placeholders behaving just like a class or ID, but instead using the %sign. Alright, so you can use the %sign to only use stuff within your SASS document. Notice how we never actually use .absolute anywhere in the HTML. So if we go here, it's never actually called anywhere. This is simply a SASS class. So what we can do is actually change this. So this will help organize our code a little bit, and it will work all the same. Except we just have to know from the get-go that when we do that, we're gonna have to do it in every instance where we extended that class. We're gonna have to change that over. Notice our code, our visuals are still the same, but we're extending this class to only be used in SASS. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. let's go ahead and see what they're trying to say. So we want to remove the center mixin in the helper slash mixin.css that doesn't take a variable. Instead, be sure to change the include statements to remove the center mixin. Alright, so let's find the center mixin. So at include center. So that's span, that's H1, and we're looking for span. Do like so. I don't think that's all we need to do. We actually have to do some other stuff. So we did that first. Remove the center mixin. How do we do that? I don't see the center mixin. Alright, oh, they want us to open up a new file. So we have helper slash underscore mixin. So let's go to our helper, mixin. Remove the center mixin in the helper partial. It does not take in a variable, and instead make it a placeholder inside the helper underscore placeholder. Alright, so this is the one that they want us to take out, and then they want us to go placeholder, and they want us to put it into there. I believe that is what we need to do now. Invalid CS add included identifier was at include expect identifier was, oh, I think I forgot to let's go ahead and close this real quick. So I think what we needed to do was in our span in H1 we didn't extend it. I think I just threw it in there. So yeah, I said instead of at include we wanted to do at extend. Let's go ahead and take this one more time. So to include, we want to extend from... Where are you, my child? Is there just one? I thought there was two. Alright, here it is. At extend the center. The selector, blah blah blah, was not found. So what was supposed to happen was we were supposed to import this placeholder, and from there we're supposed to be able to target it. Add extend center. Alright, what was our error right here? The selector center was not found. Use add extend slash center if the extend should be able to fail. On line 8. So we're, oh, it's interesting. So you can actually set this up to fail. I don't think that's what they want us to do. We moved it, right? Mix in center. Remove the center mix in. We did that. In the helper slash mix ins. Alright. So we're good there. And instead make it a placeholder inside helper.placeholder. Did I not define the placeholder correctly? Ah, I see what was going on here. So I left this as a mix-in while we actually needed to change it to a placeholder class. There we go. Alright, I hope that makes sense. So essentially it was the wrong sort of variable, if you want to think of it like that. We needed to change the type of it. The variable is probably the wrong word to use. Pretty cool. Definitely a good introduction to SASS. I highly encourage using this over CSS in the future. I will be personally. I may not fully be able to understand when to use the placeholder and when not to, but that's part of programming. Get into it and learn it along the way. I think this is a great opportunity to kind of have a basic foundation, and the next step is maybe just to force yourself when you're styling to use SASS, and eventually you'll use it a little bit more and a little more complex. But as always, guys, thank you for the supporting on Patreon, and thank you for the likes and shares. They help a ton. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. My good friend Matt at Engineered Truth has a 3-part interview with Quincy Larson, the founder of Free Code Camp. Go ahead and check that out, and you'll get a lot of really cool stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.